Hello. Well, today for Helen's sharing, I want to share a really lovely technique that I use called a journey to the heart. It's a visualization, and in this day and age, I think it is so important that we begin to move into our hearts so that we can work with our hearts and our heads as well. We've been so taught to work from the head, to go into the head, to think of everything logically, work everything out, to be goal orientated, work orientated. But we need to come to our hearts, to come to our senses. And to come to our senses, we almost have to bypass our beautiful mind. So our beautiful minds like to interrupt and like to join in and like to tell us this is a load of rubbish. So what I like to do is say to our minds, we're just playing. We're going to play. We're going to have a few minutes playing. Because then what this allows is this allows us to go into our creative side of our mind, which is our right side, which is our senses. So our senses of feeling, seeing, touching, hearing, even tasting. And through our senses, we can connect with more of us. It's like, how do you feel when you go for a walk in nature? We really engage our senses. We smell the nature, we smell the trees if it's a pine forest. We feel the crunchiness of leaves under our feet. Hear the bird song, feel the warmth of the sun, or maybe it's even the rain if we're out in all weathers. And when we come to our senses, it gives our thinking mind a little bit of a break, a little bit of a rest. So, this is what I would like to share with you today, our journey to the heart. And also, if you're interested in looking further into it, there's a wonderful institute in America called the Heart Math Institute. And they are showing scientifically how there is more connection between the heart and the brain, and that actually the heart is more like a brain as well. So when we collaborate within ourselves, so we collaborate the heart and the mind, the thinking mind, then so much more can go on in our lives. So if you're with me, I'd like you just to take a couple of nice, easy breaths. We tend to kind of be a bit tight around the middle, so just take a nice breath and just release and ease. Feel the ease, feel a little bit of relaxation. Notice your physical body, notice your emotions, and notice your mind. Is your mind busy? Are your emotions, where are they today? Just notice, we're not trying to change anything. Then just take another nice easy breath. It's often easier if you close your eyes, but you don't have to close your eyes. But I'd like you just to really feel the seat that you're sitting on, really feel grounded. And then we're going to use our imagination. And if all it is imagination, that's fine too. It really doesn't matter. So we're going to have a play and we're going to imagine. So we're going to ask our mind, our beautiful thinking mind, if it would like to just take a rest for a little while. Just go to the back of the mind and we'll deal with any issues that come up later. Because of course what happens when we want to relax into our heart space and into ourselves, then the mind starts reminding us of all the things we haven't done, or all the things that we've got to do, all the things that we need to remember. That's okay, they can wait a little bit. We can press the pause button for the mind. It's not that we're denying, but we're going to come back to it. So I'd like you to imagine that you're going into the center of your head, right in the center of your head, right behind the forehead. And if you know your anatomy, it's where your pituitary gland is. So again, remember, we're just using our imagination. So you're going to imagine that you're in the center of your head, and right in front of you is an elevator or a lift door. and you're going to press the button to open the door, and you're going to step into this beautiful, beautiful lift. And what it says on the panel for the floors that there are is heart space. Sometimes for some people it says feeling space. And the feeling space, if you think about it, is usually our hearts, because when we want to think about it, we tend to put a hand on the chest, a hand on our heart area. So we're going to press the button to close the doors, and then we're going to allow that lift is just going to sink down, 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 down into the heart space, into the feeling space. And then the door opens, and there you are. Now, the heart space can be very different for very different people. Some people don't actually see anything. Some people just have a great, wonderful sort of velvet darkness like the night. Some people see a scene in nature. Some people feel that they're in a wonderful, safe space in a room. You see, we all use our senses in slightly different ways, and we all have preferences to how our senses are shown to us. So I'm just going to take you through a little journey using all our senses so that you can just see how it is for you. And if your mind pops in and says, oh yes, but what about this, what about that? You just say, thank you, mind. You see, we can't stop the mind. We just say, thank you, mind. So we thank the mind, and then I'd like you to, in your mind's eye, in your imagination, you're going to go for a walk in this wonderful heart space. It might be a walk around a building. You might be in a beautiful building. You might be out in nature. So notice the textures around you. What's the surface beneath your feet? Is there things to touch? Are there beautiful flowers or plants? Water running. What does that feel like? So then what can you feel? What can you sense? Is there sunlight on your skin? So does it feel warm? Is it a lovely cool place? I have one lady, she has this wonderful cave with rainbow lights that she finds herself in. Another person goes to a favourite place by the sea. So you might find yourself in a place that you know, you might find you a place that you've never really experienced before. That's fine. And then what are the smells of this place? What are the perfumes? What are the scents? Maybe you're out in nature in a hayfield, or you're down by the sea and you can smell the sea. Maybe you're in a beautiful flower garden so you can smell roses. And some people flip from one place to another. So just find yourself a comfortable place. Take another couple of deep breaths and just really notice where you are. And then you have a choice of what you'd like to do. So maybe you'd like to take a rest. Maybe you'd like to meet somebody wise and ask them about your future. Maybe you'd like to take a dive into a healing pool. Maybe it's a spa pool and it's wonderfully warm, crystal clear. Maybe you'd just like to sit and look at the scenery. That's fine too. You see, in this place, in this heart space, you can do just whatever you feel you want to do. So just take another nice, easy breath. Be comfortable in this space. Even if you find your mind flipping in and out, that's okay. We just thank you, mind. We're just spending some time. Because you see, in this place, time as we know it doesn't exist. So you can spend a minute here, and it could be a bit like having a power nap. So let's just take a few moments to really enjoy and take in where you are in this beautiful space. Just relax into the space so that your senses can come alive, so you can see, hear, feel, touch, smell. Just hang out for a little while, breathing nice and easily. That's it. That's it. Just feel the relaxation coming in. It's almost like there's a different atmosphere here. It's different. It's changed. Oh, it's like a sigh. Ah, a nice, easy space to be in. It doesn't mean you don't have to be active. Some people like to then go along for a walk along the shore or a paddle in a stream. You see, it's whatever you want it to be in this moment in time. So take another breath. Release the breath. And then turn around from whatever it is that you were doing and walk back along the way until you find yourself outside the lift door again. Open the door and you press the up button so that you come back up from the heart space, up into the center of your head. You open the door and you take a couple of nice, easy breaths. Maybe move your fingers, move your toes and feel yourself back in the room. And what I'd like you to know is that you can go to this place any time you have a few minutes to spare, even just 5 minutes, to just hang out in the heart space for a little bit of a rest, some healing, even some creativity to look at what you'd like to be growing in your life now. Some inspiration. It's a wonderful place to find some inspiration without the noise and chatter of the outside world. So take a couple of nice breaths and slowly open your eyes if you haven't opened your eyes already, and you might notice that the world looks slightly different. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day and take this piece of peace with you. Till the next time. Thank you.